What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. And on this Chord Progression Monday, we're going to have another artist spotlight and focus on the intro chord progression to Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven, right? One of the very first Chord Progression Mondays that I put together was an original idea that used a descending chromatic bass line. Please check that out when you get a chance, all right? And this is probably the inspiration from that because the chord progression uses a descending chromatic bass line. So let's check it out and then we'll come back and break it down just a little bit. So before we jump in really fast, I am in a standard tuning, and down in the description below you can find links for the tabs if you guys want to check out this chord progression for yourself. Alright, so we are kind of focusing around the key of A minor, right? And that first chord is a very common A minor chord taken from an A minor bar chord. All of these chords are you're going to have basically focus on the first four strings of the guitar, okay? And so when I mention that chromatic bass line, keep in mind, the notes across your D string are going to go 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay? So that first chord is an A minor chord. Okay? Next chord, you get this nice crunchy spicy goodness. Right? And that's 6, 5, 5, 7. And you can view this chord as an E augmented chord. What does that mean? It's a E major chord, right? For example, this one, E, G sharp, B, and augmented means that your fifth note, the fifth of the chord, I should say, is sharp or raised by 1. Okay, so all we're doing is playing a nice inversion with the G sharp in the bass, and you get that crunchy goodness. Okay? Next is basically a C major chord. Right, 5, 5, 5, 8, G, C, E, C. And then the next chord is this one. Bass note on 4. 4, 2, 3, 2. And keep in mind, I know a lot of my beginner students, they have a hard time jumping into this chord or realizing what it is. And I want you to realize that it's just a D chord, right? Sometimes we're familiar with this chord shape. Very common chord shape, you see it all the time. You're just not playing that low D, so that's where that chord is coming from. So rather than playing a D chord like this, normal open position D chord, bar with your first finger, middle finger on the 3rd fret, that opens up your ring finger to grab the 4th fret. Okay? And then that's just going to descend down a fret, and you get this nice little major triad with the open E string, and you get a really pretty F major 7 chord. Okay, really nice chord. Now, I played through some of the other chords, what follows, but I really just wanted to focus on the descending chromatic bass line, okay? So I definitely implore you to go learn the rest of it, especially if you're struggling with a little bit of hybrid picking, because it's in there, as well as if you're having trouble with your root position or open position chords. They tend to give us a hard time in the beginning, and if you're more of a metal player, they're not really used that often, unless you're, classic metal, Metallica, stuff like that. We did the Fade to Black verse chord progression here on our last artist spotlight, and it focuses on all those chords. So if you're looking for more work on those chords, the second half of this progression is for you. All right? So like I said, down in the description below, you can find a link for the tabs. And as always, let me know what you come up with. Until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.